Alright, Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakach, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect on the highways and byways, pushing the truth. It's your brother Rabbi Nap coming out with a lesson, Lord willing. It's edifying. Okay. Another day on the highways and byways, trying to wake up the nation of Israel to who they are. What's your nationality, brother? Huh? What's your nationality? Dominican? Let me show you something. You see this Simeon? Yeah. We're from Israel, Baba. You and me. We're Israelites. Dominican? Simeon. We're the Israelites. We're an Israelite, okay? I don't think he spoke English, but I gotta do a video on my Dominican brothers, man. Okay? Because I speak to a lot of Dominican people and they don't know who Saint Dominic is. But you call yourself a Dominican, man. That was a so-called Dominican. All right? As a matter of fact, maybe that's for another day. Let's see. Actually, I'll get into it. This is Simeon. The name Dominican comes from the Latin phrase Dominicans, which means dogs of the Lord. So when you say you're Dominican, you're saying you're a dog of the Lord. Okay? And you should look into that. Okay, because it came from Saint Dominic. Saint Dominic, I think around 1200 BC, something like that. I think that's what they said. He's the one who, he said he was trying to get rid of the heresy, so he made up a group of other Catholic men, called them the Dominicans, the dogs of the Lord. So here it is, a so-called white man sending out people, calling them Dominicans, man, to go out and teach this Catholic Pharisee. Okay? So they went out and they taught Catholicism. And in 2024, you got people calling themselves what he called those people to be sent out, calling themselves a dog of the Lord. The Lord didn't call you a dog of the Lord, man. He called you an Israelite from the tribe of Simeon. Simeonite. Okay? Okay, so Dominican means dog of the Lord. Let me keep going. It's also a pun on the name of Saint Dominic, the founder of the Dominican order. Okay? The founder of the Dominican order. It's not the Lord, not the founder of the Dominicans. He didn't create this, no. Saint Dominic did that. Okay? Let's see what the Dominican order is while we're on the topic. What is the Dominican order by Saint Dominic? The order of preachers, commonly known as the Dominican order, is a Catholic mendicant order of pontifical right that was founded in France by a Castilian priest named Dominic de Guzman. It was approved by Pope Honorius III via the papal bull Religiosum. It's Religiosum Vitum. On December 22, 1216, members of the order, who are referred to as Dominicans, generally display the letters OP after their names, standing for Ordinus Predictorum, meaning of the order of preachers. Membership in the order includes friars, nuns, active sisters, and lay or secular Dominicans, formerly known as tertiaries. More recently, there have been a growing number of associates of the religious sisters who are unrelated to the tertiaries. Okay. So these are talking about Spaniards, Edomites, okay? These are your Dominicans, man, that came to push these lies, okay? Founded to preach the gospel and to oppose heresy, the teaching activity of the order in its scholastic organization. I'm sorry, this is wikipedia.org. Placed it at the forefront of the intellectual life of the Middle Ages. The order is famed for its intellectual tradition and for having produced many leading theologians and philosophers. In 2018, there was 5,747 Dominican friars, including 4,299 priests. The order is headed by the master of the order, who as of 2022 is Gerard Timonor III, Mary Magdalene and Catherine of Siena, and the co-patronesses of the order. And you know, they tell you to pray to Mary Magdalene. They're telling you to get rid of these heresies, but then they come in with a much more profound heresy, Mary Magdalene. You know, you don't pray to the Lord, you pray to Mary Magdalene. That's what they're praying to, because they're Edomites. Okay? So that's where that Dominican order comes from. Let's keep going. Who's the founder of the Dominican? Saint Dominic, the founder of the Dominican order, whose parents named him Dominic after his mother had a dream about a dog with a torch in its mouth. So here it is, a man named Saint Dominic, whose mother had a dream about a dog with a torch in his mouth. You're calling yourself a damn Dominican, man. Okay, the Lord didn't call you that. The dream was interpreted to refer to Saint Dominic and his order. So they were supposed, she thought it was a prophecy she had. Whose preaching was said to bring divine love and the light of gospel truth to the world. Yeah, is that the truth, that you got to pray to Mary Magdalene and call everybody who don't a heresy and a lie? No, that's a bigger lie. We know the Northern Kingdom was going off, but damn. Okay? At least they knew their language. At least they knew they were Hebrews. You didn't know you were Hebrews. They made you convert to this Pharisee. Convert. You're a convert. You converted into the Dominican order. Not the order of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Not going back to being an Israelite. A dog carrying a torch in its mouth became the symbol of the order, which was founded in 1216. So you're not a dog carrying a torch in his mouth, man. You're an Israelite, but you're calling yourself a dog of the Lord. You're literally calling yourself that. You're Saint Dominic's Cain. He's the Lord in that sentence, phrase. Okay? And they got rid of the link that I had. So there was a link, well, I got all that from a link and I went to go into it and they got rid of it. Damn devils, man. But I'm glad I wrote down what that everything I read was what made me save the link. That was in the link. I wanted to go further into it, but I gotta find me a new source. But that's a part of the curses, okay? We're supposed to be called these things. Okay, we're supposed to be a byword. Let's read this. Actually, I wanted to go to Matthew 22. And it's the book of Matthew 22 and 8. Then saith he to his servants, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy. Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many as ye shall find, bid to the marriage. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to bid you to the marriage. Okay? But we got to remind you of who you are and why you're even considered to go to the marriage. You're not just bidding everybody to the marriage. You got to accept the truth. That is your spiritual invitation to the wedding, is accepting the truth. Okay? Do you believe? Okay? Do you believe? But let's go into these curses, man, because we suffering these curses and we're going through them right now. That's why we're being calling ourselves the dogs of the Lord. And it's not just Dominicans. It's all of us. We're all a byword. The so-called African Americans, we're a byword too. I'm not saying this to belittle you. No, we're here to shake you up, wake you up, splash you up, man. Get you this wisdom. Okay, get you this understanding of who you are. Because this world is against you, man. They don't want you to get back to this truth. They don't want you to get the knowledge of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. They don't want you to be free. They want you to be a captive to the so-called white man. He likes when you call yourself that. Because he knows that mentally, he knows you're still in captivity. Okay? When you call yourself a damn dog of the Lord. Okay? You know, damn dog of the Lord. As a matter of fact, you are a dog of the Lord if you don't accept this truth. Okay? So you can continue to be a dog of the Lord, a dog of Saint Dominic's dog. You can continue to be that. Okay? You have no clue how you got here. You have no understanding of your people and what they went through, the indoctrination that they went through, why they even call, as black as some of them are, have this ideology that they're white somehow. Okay? They think they're Edomites. Okay? But that's because it took a long time for our people to get to this part. Good morning, good morning. It took a long time for us to get to this part. That's your king, okay? We're going back to these Dominicans, man. Okay? Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. She thinks I'm over here exalting the so-called white man. No, I'm exalting the God of Israel, not the God of this world. Okay? And a lot of you Christians, you need to get that through your mind, man. We're not the same. We're not the same, man. We don't believe the same things. We don't act the same way. We're not going to the same place. We're not expecting the same thing. We're two different people. Our belief systems are different. Yes, we both read the Bible, but we both are coming to two different conclusions, okay? And the conclusion that we're coming to is that you believe in a lie and you believe in you're hypocritical. Okay? You don't follow the customs according to the Bible. You're not practicing the righteous acts in worshiping Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua. You're practicing the wicked acts and you're worshiping the so-called white man. That's why y'all participated in this voting, okay? And you probably didn't get the candidate you wanted, which is probably Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, whoever it is, because you're doing what the heathen do. Okay? You're perpetuating the same lies that Saint Dominic was perpetuating. Matter of fact, you still go to the tabernacles that he went through. And you think you're uplifting, but you're destroying and you're serving. You're a defense to the so-called white man. Okay? You uphold his lies. Spiritually, you're a demon. Okay? And you teach your kids, and you've been teaching generations before you the same thing. You perpetuate his traditions, his customs. You glorify him. You don't glorify the Lord. You think that you don't even know that the Lord was a Hebrew. You don't even know that the Lord came out of the tribe of Judah, an Israelite. And you think he came, here it is, the Lord's people broke laws and were being destroyed. Have you not read the book of Judges? Have you not read what happened to these people? Then after that, what happens? The Assyrians took out 10 of these tribes. Where did they go? And then after that, the Babylonians took over the southern kingdom. Then they went back into the land. They went back into the land. And they said the heathen couldn't rebuild the temple with them. Okay? When you read the book of Ezra, they said, nah, the heathen can't build the temple, but you Christians, you Catholics, what y'all say? No, we're all together. We're going to build this wall together. We're going to all build this wall together. No. That's not what happened. That's not what happened, but I'm gonna give you a quick overview, man. We were given the ability through the king of Persia, Cyrus, to go rebuild the second temple, and we did that. Why would we want to build with our enemies? No, get these damn heathen up away from us now. All right? Especially with this 2/3 this time, you're a heathen. And you can't build with us. Not because you don't have the capability of learning, you don't have that. No, it's because the Lord rejected you. Because this third temple is a spiritual, where the stones this time. And you've been rejected. You can't be a part of the wall. You're literally the stone now. The second temple we built with hands. But this one is a spiritual house. Okay? And you're not cut for the wall. You're not cut for this temple. Okay? I wanted to go to Deuteronomy, then I can get to it. Deuteronomy 28 and 37. Let me jump over there. Deuteronomy 28, I'll start at 36. It says, the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. And you're serving other gods, wood and stone. You're serving Christianity and Islam. Okay? And thou shalt become an astonishment. Okay, astonishment is like, let's look up that word, astonishment. Let's look it up. You're an astonishment. Okay. Define astonishment. You're a great surprise, but let me see what it says in the blue letter. Deuteronomy 28, 37. A waste, a horror. Applement, a horror. Okay, so and thou shalt become, Deuteronomy 28:37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations, whether the Lord shall lead thee. Okay, no matter where you are, you're going to be an astonishment or byword. Okay, that word, that prefix by, it means two. You're two things. You're two words. You're not just one. Okay, you're not an Israelite anymore. Now you're being called something outside of your name. You're a byword. Okay. You're being called a Dominican. You're being called a dog of the Lord, as opposed to a Simeonite, whatever your name is, from the tribe of Simeon. Okay, you don't know that you go back to that. No, you're being called, you're not being recognized as Israel. You're being recognized as a dog of the Lord. Okay, all of us are. The whole world has been deceived. Okay, Esau has deceived the whole world. So everyone's calling themselves outside of what the Bible's calling them. All right, there's a covering cast. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me grab that precept. It's Isaiah 25. Isaiah 25. Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all the people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. That veil that is spread over all nations is a bunch of lies that Esau has set up and established here. Here it is, the so-called Africans are calling themselves Africans, which is a Greek term given by a general of the Greeks. Why are you not calling yourself from the land of Ham? Why are you not calling yourself, what you are, according to the Bible? Okay? This Bible was here before the so-called white man. Why am I going to listen to what the fuck he got to say? There's nothing he could say to me. Okay? This stupid ass don't even know the difference between a Democrat and a Republican. When you look at both of these parties, they're both fucking liberal. They're both Democrats. Okay? Because they both, the most conservative thing you could be doing is following the laws of the Lord. That's conservative. Okay? Especially if you claim to be a Christian nation. Look how far you're away from the book. Look how far you're away from the laws of God. Okay? You're not conservative, man. There's no such thing as y'all being conservative. I'm conservative. Okay? This is a conservative thing to do, to follow the laws of the Lord. Both of these groups that you go to, they're not conservative, man. They're not. What are they conserving? What they're progressive. Okay? They're hypocrites. Okay. Deuteronomy 28:37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Okay? And you're going to become a proverb. Okay, let's look up that word proverb. Deuteronomy 28:37. Let's look at byword and then I'll go to proverb. Actually, let's go to proverb. A proverb, you're a parable. Okay? You know, what's a good parable? You know, there's a bunch of, you know, like black jokes and all these jokes, man, that refer to you. They got one good parable against these so-called black men. They say, if you want to hide something from a black man, what do they say? Put it in a book. Put it in a book, you want to hide it from him. That's a parable, a proverb, proverbial saying, aphorism, byword similar to the parable or poem, sentences of ethical wisdom, ethical maxims. So it's basically you're a metaphor of yourself. Mostly negative though, okay? Mostly negative, man. You're a proverb, man. Okay? Actually, let's go to Lamentations 2. Lamentations 2 and verse number 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish things for thee. Yeah, your prophets, man. They have seen vain and foolish things for you. And they have not discovered thine iniquity yet. They haven't showed you the sins that you've committed against the Lord. As a matter of fact, majority don't even know what sin is, according to the Bible. To turn away thy captivity, but have seen for thee false burdens and causes of banishment. All that pass by clap their hands at thee, they hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? That's a proverb. Is this the perfection of beauty? Okay. That's a byword. Metaphorically speaking, you're supposed to be one thing, but they're calling you something else. They're mocking you, they're laughing at you. Why would we follow these people, man? Why would we? They're supposed to have the light of God. We're supposed to follow them to show us the light. They're laughing at us, man. This is not and they should laugh at us. Look how far we've fallen. The Lord has humiliated us. Lamentations 2 and 16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gnash their teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly this is the day that we looked for. We have found, we have seen it, and they see it every day when they see you walking down the street looking like a damn fool. Spiritually, they tell themselves, man, yes. Because these spirits of old, they remember, man, when they used to be terrified, when they had to bring gifts. One king, King Toy, brought, what's that, 2 Samuel, the 8th chapter? What did he do to King David? He was so scared. Second Samuel, this is a king of the heathen nations. Let's read it. Second Samuel 8:9. When Toi, king of Hamath, heard that David had smitten all the hosts of Hadadezer, then Toi sent Joram, his son, unto King David to salute him and to bless him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and smitten him. For Hadadezer had wars with Toi, and Joram brought with him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass. So here it is. A king sent his son to King David with vessels of silver, vessels of gold, vessels of brass, as an offering. If his son didn't come back, he knew that King David was coming to put his ass to death. Okay? You send your son, the next heir. I don't know if he was the next heir. It doesn't say. But when you send your son, it's like you're you're submitting. Okay, you don't want war with King David, man. Let me see if that was it on there. Then verse 11, which also King David did dedicate unto the Lord with the silver and gold that he had dedicated to all nations which he subdued. So, I'm telling you, man, there was a time that this King David had all of our enemies in subjection. Then you can read about King Solomon. They were still in subjection then too. Okay. Let's go back to Lamentations. Actually, let's go back to Deuteronomy. Actually, am I done? Yeah, they gnashed the teeth now. Lamentations 2:17, the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, have done that which he had devised. He hath fulfilled his word that he had commanded in the days of old. He hath thrown down and have not pitied, and he caused thine enemy to rejoice over thee. He hath set up the horn of thine adversaries. Yeah, that horn is their power. He set it up. Over who? Over us, over the nation of Israel. Okay. You've been brought low. You've been made into a valley. Your government, all of that has been laid flat. Now you're in the valley of death. And the only one that can exalt Zion is the Lord. That's it. Just like he set up the bases of men, that's what he can do. He set up the bases of men. Now we've been based. Okay? So if he can set up Esau was much lower than where we are today. Much lower. And we were low. We were low, man. We're eating out of troughs when we came here, man. You know, naked, afraid. It was a horrible thing getting off those transatlantic slave trips. It was a long and tedious. It sucked. Okay. Sucks, man. But look at us now. Now we're standing up on our feet. Now we're being bold as a lion. Okay, in the face of our enemies, man. And this is a sign of his impending destruction. It's coming. Okay. Deuteronomy. Actually, let's grab this precept in 1 Kings, the 9th chapter I wanted to grab. Am I done with that? Yeah, so the Lord fulfilled what he wanted to do with his enemies. Actually, let me keep going. Lamentations 2:18, their heart cried unto the Lord, O wall of the daughter of Zion, let tears run down like a river day and night. Give thyself no rest, let not the apple of thine eyes cease. Arise, cry out in the night, in the beginning of the watches, pour out thine heart like water before the face of the Lord. Lift up thy hands toward him for the life of thy young children that faint for hunger in the top of every street. Behold, O Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and consider to whom thou hast done this. Shall the woman eat their fruit in children of a span long? Shall the priest and the prophet be slain in the sanctuary of the Lord? The young and the old lie on the ground in the streets. My virgins and my young men are fallen by the sword. Thou hast slain them in the day of thine anger. Thou hast killed and not pitied. Thou hast called as in a solemn day by my terrors round about, so that in the day of the Lord's anger none escape nor remain. Those that I have swallowed and brought up, thine have mine enemy consumed. Okay, so that's what happened, man. Have my enemy consumed. Right? Talking about the Lord. He sent this nation to destroy Judah, the kingdom, the southern kingdom. Okay, Babylon. Okay, where did I want to go? 1 Kings 9, or is it 2 Kings? It's the book of 1 Kings 9:1. And it came to pass when Solomon had finished the building of the house of the Lord and the king's house, and all Solomon's desire which he was pleased to do, that the Lord Yahweh appeared to Solomon the second time, as he had appeared unto him at Gibeon. And the Lord said unto him, I have heard thy prayer and thy supplication that thou hast made before me. I have hallowed this house which thou hast built, to put my name there forever, and my eyes and my heart shall be there perpetually. Talking about the first kingdom. He put his name there. He put his eyes there. Okay. And if thou wilt walk before me as David thy father walked in integrity of heart and in uprightness, to do according to all that I have commanded thee, and will keep my statutes and my judgments, then will I establish the throne of thy kingdom upon Israel forever. As I promised David thy father, saying, there shall not fall thee a man upon the throne of Israel. But if he shall at all turn from following me, ye or your children, and will not keep my commandments and my statutes, which I have set before you, but go and serve other gods and worship them, then will I cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them in this house, which I have hallowed for my name, will I cast out of my sight, and Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all the people. So you don't want to keep these law, statutes, and commandments. He's going to kick you out of this house that you built, that he put his name, that he put his eyes upon, and you're going to be scattered into where he has sent you, and you're going to be a proverb and a byword. Okay? That's what that's saying. Among all people. And at this house which is high, everyone that passeth by it shall be astonished. And we look at that, that means to be looking at something like you can't believe it, man. You're astonished that this people that's so near to the Lord has been brought down so low. They had all these nations in subjection. Now look at them, man. They're begging for bread. You too. Okay? And shall hiss, and they shall say, why have the Lord done thus unto this land and to his house? Yeah, they're gonna be astonished. And they shall answer, because they forsook the Lord their power, who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt, and have taken hold upon other gods, and have worshipped them and served them. Therefore have the Lord Yahweh brought upon them all this evil. And he brought upon them all this evil, man. For serving other lords, other gods. He put the curses of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, on their asses. And you're still suffering these things. So that's why you're being called a dog of the Lord. And the Lord's not coming to save people who are not Israelites. So if you don't want to repent, don't think he's coming to save anybody outside of the nation of Israel, because it's not going to happen. Okay? He's only saving Israel. Deuteronomy 28:37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh shall lead thee. Thou shalt carry, let me jump down to 41. Thou shalt, Deuteronomy 28:41, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All thy trees and the fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low. The stranger that's within thee shall come up above thee very high, and that's where they at. These strangers, these foreigners. Okay? You've been here first, Jake, but guess what? These foreigners are much higher than you, especially to the head tribe, Judah. Okay? They've been brought down very low. Very, very low. Okay? All tribes, even Gad. You know, very low, man. And of course, all of us, the whole nation as a whole, nobody's more oppressed than the other. But Judah being the head tribe, I would say the way they depict them and the way they disrespect them is much more than the rest, because everyone follows Judah. That's the tribe that Lord came out of. Okay, so Esau puts hell on them because he hates the Lord. Okay? And if he can keep Judah down, he don't want Judah to rise up, because then he'll wake up the rest of the body. Okay, we're a body. Right? So Simeon's part of that body. And we need to wake Simeon up. Just because your head's up and your legs are moving, but if your arms don't work, man, you still at a disadvantage, man. Your hand ain't moving, man. Now we need to wake your hand up, man. Wherever Simeon is within the body, whatever body part you want him to be, it needs to be woken up. Okay? Deuteronomy 28 and 40. I'll go to this point. 45. This ain't the point. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. Okay? That's why these curses are pursuing you, because you didn't keep your word. Okay? And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. And that's the point that I wanted to get. They shall be upon thee for a sign. That sign is showing you that you're from Israel. You're an Israelite. Showing these Dominicans, these bywords are showing you that you're Israelites. These signs are not on the rest of these nations, man. They're not going through the curses in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, so they don't fit the people. But they claim to be part of your inheritance. Okay? If someone gave you land, one of your ancestors, you were given, what do you call it when someone dies, you get a inheritance. And they say, you know, this house belongs to such and such. And somebody comes and goes, tries to scratch your name out and put their name there to take your land. Are you going to be happy about that? You're going to say, no, this land belongs to everybody. No, this house that my forefathers have belongs to, yeah, we can share it. No, this crook is stealing your land. He's stealing your culture, your heritage, your blessing. Because he was supplanted. So he wants to supplant you. Just like a victim wants to victimize other people. That's what Esau's doing, man. He's trying to supplant the supplanter. But he can't. Okay? He can't, man. Why? Because he despised his birthright. Hebrews 12 and 16. He despised it. He didn't want it. But our forefather Jacob, he wanted it. Well, it was for him in the beginning because the Lord put the spirit on him to want that birthright. Hebrews 12 and 16 at the water Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai for that. And 16, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. You can read about that in Genesis 25th chapter. But ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected. So he was not only did he not inherit the blessing, he was rejected. He was rejected. That was his lot, to not have this blessing. His lot was to be Esau, the Edomite, to be destroyed. Proverbs 16:4. That's Esau's lot. He was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. He found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. And he said, after the day of mourning my father, then will I go slay my brother Jacob. He wants to slay his brother. This damn nigga. He calls you a nigga, but y'all go back to the same forefather. So if his forefather, and he's the firstborn, so he's the first nigga. Okay? He's the first. If we're niggas, he's a nigga too. Okay? That's how hypocritical this devil is, man. All these words that he's calling you, it applies to him. And he's the first of all of these things. He's the first murderer. Okay? He's the first. He's a liar. That spirit that's in him, man. He's a liar. Okay? He's a thief. Okay. Give me a precept, let's say. That's pretty much it on that. So these curses are going to be a sign unto thee. Okay? They're going to be like a sign. These are the same things that we were dealing with back in the ancient times, man. In fact, that's where I wanted to go. Let's go to Galatians, the 3rd chapter. You know, so you're gonna be a byword. You're gonna. That's part of the script, man. That's why you gotta learn the script. You gotta learn what's going on in this Bible, man. The book of Galatians, chapter 3. And 28. There's neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For ye are all one in Yahushua Hamashiach. And if you be Hamashiachs, then are ye Abraham's seed, and heirs according to the promise. So he made a promise with Abraham that hasn't been fulfilled yet, but you have a church that claims that that covenant that was made with two people that has nothing to do with them, they now have an inheritance in there. That's how you know that's Esau trying to infiltrate the scriptures with lies. Okay? Romans, let me see what the Bible gives me for precepts. What the Bible gives me for precepts. Romans 10 and 12, it says, for there is no difference between the Jew and the Greek. For the same Lord over all is rich unto all that call upon him. So there's no difference between the Jew and the Greek. Okay? There's no difference between them. What does that mean? There's no difference between Jew and Greek? Meaning they're both Israelites. They're both of the seed of Abraham. Not everybody is of the seed of Abraham. Okay? Galatians 5 and verse 6. For in Yahushua Hamashiach neither circumcision availeth anything, nor uncircumcision, but faith, which worketh by love. Okay? But faith which worketh by love. Okay? You're going to have faith in the Lord. Okay, and the true Lord. That's what's going to make you part of the seed, because we don't have any paperwork showing us that we're Israel. It's all by faith. This is all through faith. Okay. In fact, let's go to 2nd Maccabees. Let's go to 2nd Maccabees. Right, so Simeon, you need to have faith. All of the tribes, but I was trying to focus in on Simeon, but it's whatever, man. It applies to all of us, man. We're all proverbs and bywords, man. Okay? And a reproach to these nations, man. 2 Maccabees chapter 4. I'll start at 13. Now such was the height of the Greek fashions, an increase of heathenish manners, through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest, that the priests had no courage to serve any more at the altar, but despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices, hastened to be partakers of the unlawful allowance in the place of exercise, after the game of discus called them forth, not setting by the honors of their fathers by, but liking the glory of the Grecians first of all. So these are Israelites during the Maccabean period who were liking the glory of the Grecians, okay? The Grecians are the so-called white people, okay? They wanted to be like them. How you doing, brother? They wanted to be like them. They wanted to follow the ways of the heathens. They wanted to be like the Greeks. And that's the same thing that we're suffering now. Galatians 3:28, there's neither Jew nor Greek, okay? There's no Jew nor Greek, but we just read in Romans 10 and 12, there's no difference between a Jew or a Greek. There's no difference between the uncircumcised and the circumcised. Why? Because they're both Israelites, okay? Circumcision availeth nothing if it's not of the heart, okay? And you're gonna be circumcised through the belief, through your faith, okay? Through you coming back to who you truly are before you were conquered as a people. Before all of that. Before someone told you something that you were not. Before you started participating in these Greek heathenistic fashions. Okay? So you're not a Jew nor Greek, so they wanted to follow the ways of these heathen, man. They liked the Greek customs. All right. Best of all, out of all of them, they liked the Greeks. They wanted the game of discus. Okay. Which is like the time of the Olympics. Okay. That goes back to Greece. The Edomites. That's why they still do these things, because they're still alive, vocab. These people didn't go anywhere. They're the Idumeans, vocab. Are you telling me all the Romans are dead? Then why they rebuild this place in the same image of the first Roman Empire, or the ancient Roman Empire, I should say. Okay, this is Rome 2.0. But vocab can't see that for some reason. But he don't want to see it because he's going to be your accuser in these last days. Acts 22 and 25. And as they bound him with thongs, Paul said unto the centurion that stood by, is it lawful for you to scourge a man that is a Roman and uncondemned? When the centurion heard that, he went and told the chief captain, saying, take heed what thou doest, for this man is a Roman. Then the chief captain came and said unto him, tell me, art thou a Roman? He said, yea. And the chief captain answered, with a great sum obtained I this freedom. And Paul said, but I was freeborn. Yeah, I was freeborn, man. He was freeborn. Well, Paul is an Israelite from the tribe of Benjamin. Okay. Grab that. forbid, for I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin. So is Paul contradicting himself? He's telling the centurion he's a Roman, but when he's with the Israelites, he's saying he's from the tribe of Benjamin. He's an Israelite. So is he lying now? No, he's using wisdom. Just like today, you call yourself an American. You call yourself a byword. Okay? These are the same things that were happening during that time. Okay? You want to be like the Greeks. You want to be like the Romans. You want to be American so badly. That's why you came here. But you forsook yourself in order to, I can't say you forsook yourself, but you trimmed your ways in order to seek love. Let me grab that. Let me grab that. Hey, call on your house by Chanel Shot. 1044. Oh, hold on. The house by Chanel Shot. White trimmers. Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 33. Why trimmest thou thy way to seek love? Therefore hast thou also taught the wicked ones thy ways. But yeah, don't trim yourself to seek love from the heathen, man. Keep your customs, keep the laws of God, be an Israelite. Okay? Don't trim yourself to be like everybody else. Now you gotta establish his ways, not your own ways, so you can follow these people. These people are gonna die, man. These people, they don't follow the Lord. Okay? So they're going to die. You don't trim your ways so you can be cool with them. No, let them go suffer the consequences of breaking the laws. Okay? You break these laws, you better expect to go to jail. Well, you break the laws of God, anything that's punishable by death, then expect the same thing, that you're going to be punished for this thing. Okay? I'm right there with Romans 11. Romans 11:2. The Most High have not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Wot ye not what the scripture said to Elias, how he maketh intercession of God against Israel? That's pretty much it. He's not cast away his people, man. I'll keep going. How he maketh intercessions to the Most High against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the answer of God unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal. Even so then, at this present time also there's a remnant according to the election of grace. Same thing, according to the election of grace. Just like Elijah thought that he was the last prophet. The Lord told him, man, I reserved 7,000 men. And he told him to go get, I believe it was Jehu and who else did he have? I forgot. But he had more. That ain't bowed the knee to Baal. That was the time of the prophets of Baal. They wanted to serve under Jezebel. Jezebel was turning the men into being prophets of idol. Okay? And Elijah and a couple of other men that the Lord kept, because he always kept a remnant of people that were not going to serve the gods of that present time. Okay? Just like he's doing now. We're not serving the most popular God right now. Okay? He has temples all over the world, and this world is most wicked as it can be. And we want some of you Christians to consider these things, acknowledge the fact that y'all have temples in every corner of the earth. You should be fulfilling Matthew the 24th chapter, where he says, this gospel shall be preached in all the world. And that has been fulfilled with the Christian church. But yet the end is not come. So Your gospel is not the gospel that needs to be heard throughout the four corners of the earth for the end to come. You need to consider that. You need to fulfill prophecy. And it's a hard thing. It's much easier to just say God loves everybody. Why did they kill him if he loves everybody? That wasn't the message. That's not the gospel. Okay? They thought he was inciting sedition. When you say that there is a kingdom coming, within a kingdom, you are starting sedition. Okay? If you say God loves everybody, Jesus is cool with that because he's a rulership. Okay? But when Jesus coming down, no one wants to hear that. Okay? And the Romans were mighty. They had the sword. They had power. All right? Same with now. It's the same thing. The Romans are mighty again. They're still here. Okay? And what are you doing? You are uplifting and you are spewing their lies. Okay? You are upholding the image of Satan. Okay? Which is the adversary, which is the devil, which means deceiver, which is Esau, the so-called white Edomite. Yeah, we put a color to him, but he's the Edomite, man. It's the Edomite. They are the elites of the elites. Or who you think is elite. Okay? For your small, puny peanut gallery, you think Donald Trump is a damn god. He's not. He's a man. All right? And he do lie. And he ain't gonna do nothing, man. Not gonna help you. Babylon's gonna be destroyed. Don't matter who your candidate is, man. And if we're here 4 years from now, another candidate, he ain't gonna do nothing but further deteriorate this place. But this might be your last president, and he might fulfill prophecy. Okay? So that's pretty much it on that. What else did I want to use? Go back. Galatians 3:28. There's neither Jew nor Greek. There's neither bond nor free. There's neither male nor female. Okay? There's neither male nor female. 1 Peter 3:7. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, and as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. Okay? You're heirs together. Okay? That's the point of that. Genesis chapter 2. Talking about the Jew and the Greek. They're heirs together. Genesis 2:24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Just like the Jew and the Greek. There's no difference. They're one flesh. They're both Israelites under the rule of the Edomites. Okay. Paul was sent to these Gentiles in a state of mind. You got to think of Gershom, Moses' son. He went escaping the Pharaoh for putting that Egyptian to death. He had a kid with a foreign woman. That kid wasn't born in the land of Israel. He would be considered a Gentile. Why? Because he wasn't in the customs. He was brought up probably under his mother's customs. But he knows he's an Israelite. So what will he do? Once he learned his customs, he knows he has to go where? He has to go into Jerusalem 3 times a year to worship, to follow his customs. We were all Gentiles at one point. But now, through the grace and power of Yahweh, Hashem Yahweh Shai, we were given the mercy to come back to our national heritage. Okay? Or our heritage. I don't know if I'm going off saying national heritage, but our customs, our beliefs, our God. Okay, we came back through that mercy. Okay. Just like these Jews, just like these Gentiles, the Jews knew who they were. They knew they were Israelites. These Greeks were following their customs. So the Jews were following their customs, but they weren't accepting Yahweh Shai. And the Greeks were following the heathenistic customs, or the Grecians' customs, but they were Israelites. But they needed to follow Yahweh Shai, and through grace, okay, they were going to come out of that, both the Jew and the Greek. Okay, they were going to come out of following the laws and not putting the Lord first, and they were going to forsake these heathenistic ways and put the Lord first, and they were going to come out of this and follow the Lord, his elect, his predestinated men, women, and children. Okay, and this is the gospel that needs to be preached throughout the whole world, so they can come back and serve the Lord in truth and sincerity, man. Come back and find salvation from them in that grace, and seek the Lord during this time, during these last days. Okay, that is the gospel. Okay, that's what needs to be taught. Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Yeah, the O nation not desired is the nation of Israel. Okay, it's not all these nations, no. The nation of Israel, the nation that's not desired. Okay. Hosea 1:10, yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living God. And it's happening here in Babylon, America, Egypt, Assyria, Nineveh. Okay? That's where it is, man. We're one. Jew, no Greek. 2/3 and the 1/3. We're all Israelites, but not all of us are going to be saved. Not all of us are going to repent. Not all of us are the elect of Israel. Okay? Book of Psalms, chapter 133 and 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. It's a pleasant thing to come back to the truth, man, in unity. Not a bunch of camps believing different things and coming together under a banner of being an Israelite. No, coming together, believing in the same thing, believing in truth, under the same doctrine, following the Lamb, whithersoever he goeth. That's unity. That's beautiful. That's pleasant. Okay? So I'm going to end it right there, Lord willing. That was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakah, Quadash. Shalom.